Do you guys remember when South Park took a random shot at NASCAR?
What?
This might be one of the most underrated Cartman and Butters episodes ever. And I might be the only one who thinks this, but the season 14 episode, Poor and Stupid, is one of my all-time favorites. I will potentially put it in my top 10 episodes from the entire series. I vividly remember playing Xbox 360 in my room with my friends. I would fire up the old South Park studios and start the night off right, cracking open a Mountain Dew and leading off with this banger of an episode. I don't know why I was particularly fond of this episode. I don't really like NASCAR in the slightest, and I don't really know anyone who does. I mean, my grandpa used to watch it occasionally, but I think it was just to put him to sleep. I can't imagine NASCAR surviving in the TikTok Zoomers era. My brain already requires constant stimulation to keep my neurons suppressed and my dopamine levels high. I don't have the time nor the patience to wait for the drivers to drive straight and then sometimes turn to the left. Today I'm going to dive deeper in the South Park episode Poor and Stupid. Does it hold up after all these years? Am I overly nostalgic about a pretty mid-episode of South Park? And do raisins belong in cereal? No, raisins do not belong in cereal. If you're eating a cereal that has to be carried by raisins, please reevaluate your current situation. YouTube analytics indicate a high chance that you just sat down on the toilet before opening this video. So let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. If you're enjoying the video, please be sure to subscribe. Doctors have proven that subscribing to the channel will prevent you from going bald now or in the future. A link to our Discord is also below if you want to harass me on a more personal level. If you want me to dive deep into other specific episodes of any show, feel free to comment those ideas below. Please do not suggest Robot Chicken or The Cleveland Show, I beg. And as always, a massive shout out to our Patreons and channel members. Thanks for your continued support. Let's get back to the video. Alright, let's be real. Season 14 of South Park belongs in the discussion as one of the best seasons of the show. With some absolute heavy hitters like Medicinal Fried Chicken, the 200 and 201 episodes, It's a Jersey Thing, and the Mysterion trilogy. Maybe I should make a video stating my case about Season 14 being the best era of the show. Editor, write that down. The only episodes in this season I don't really care for are the Tales of Scrody McBoogerballs and Cream Fraiche, but I know a lot of people really enjoy those episodes. Hidden in all of these GOAT tier leveled episodes, we have Poor and Stupid. This episode has one of the lower IMDB rankings of the entire season, sitting at a modest 7.5 stars out of 10. This episode only ranks above Crippled Summer, and it ties Sexual Healing in the rankings. This is one of my favorite episodes. Why is it rated so poorly? It can't be that bad, right? Right? We start off the episode at South Park Elementary. A distraught Cartman is crying in the hallway in front of his super dirty locker. I mean, this locker is Taco Bell bathroom levels of disgusting. This locker makes the streets of Detroit look nice. Cartman is crying because he wants to be a part of NASCAR. But someone like himself can't be an awesome NASCAR driver.
Come on, you guys, I have the face facts. NASCAR is only for poor and stupid people. I don't have what it takes. What?
Cartman just isn't poor and stupid enough to make it. Kenny later confirms that only the poor and the stupid like NASCAR. Kyle and Stan try to call Cartman out, but they just confirm that maybe he is actually poor and stupid enough to make it. This leads Cartman to being hopeful, wanting to chase his dreams. Cartman recruits Butters to help on his noble quest, and Cartman becomes poor, like Kenny, by giving Butters all of his money.
Just get rid of it, Butters. Don't tell me where you spend it, and don't ever let me have it back. From this moment on, I am poor, like Kenny.
Butters in turn spends the $58 he received on canned food and blankets, which he gives to the NASCAR fans because he believes them to be some of the poorest and neediest people. Cartman is trying to become stupid by hanging upside down and watching 2.5 Men, and while this might not be the best method, I think it's pretty effective. If you want faster results, try playing ranked Rainbow Six Siege. You will be certain to lose brain cells. That's when Cartman sees a commercial for Vagisil, which could cause short-term memory loss. Vagisil has the ability to destroy some brain cells, and Cartman has to try some. They go to the store, and Cartman, now being poor, expects Butters to pay for everything.
I'm buying? I'm totally poor, Butters, did you forget?
Not being able to afford the product, Cartman decides to just eat it in the store, and this product isn't meant to be eaten, so Cartman's already well on his way to getting stupider. When called out, Cartman feels pretty dumb, proving the method to be effective. I gotta say, Cartman's logic is pretty sound early on in this episode. Cartman is both poor and stupid now, a perfect prospect to be a NASCAR driver. Cartman and Butters go to a race and steal a NASCAR car. Is that what you call them? A NASCAR car? Or are they just called NASCARs? I don't know. Come on, help me out, guys. Cartman proves here that he's the perfect level of stupid for his plan.
I'm not moving, Butters.
I think you gotta push the gas pedal.
What's that?
There's like a long pedal on the floor by your right foot.
Cartman drives the car backwards, crashing into some of the other cars and workers on the track. Cartman is seriously injured and hospitalized, realizing that he just isn't poor and stupid enough to cut it. He was born in Colorado, not Louisiana. The reoccurring joke of Cartman taking everyone calling him stupid as a compliment is a great bit.
That has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard of a kid doing.
Thanks, Doc, but you aren't gonna make me feel any better.
Cartman's incident caused 11 deaths at the last race, and it caused all NASCAR fans to look, and I quote, pretty stupid. This makes Kenny understandably mad. Kenny himself is a big NASCAR fan and doesn't want the good name of the activity to be dragged through the dirt. Kenny goes to confront Cartman, and it turns out Cartman is trying to stay generationally poor by buying things he can't afford with 0% down for 2 years. The CEO of Vagisil arrives at Cartman's house and claims that his stunt has generated a lot of positive product recognition. They give Cartman his own NASCAR, further rewarding his negative behavior. Cartman racked up 11 homicides and he gets a brand new race car out of it. Meanwhile, I forget to flush once and suddenly I'm the villain. Make it make sense. Cartman somehow weasels his way into the NASCAR press conference, interrupting every driver. The drivers all sound pretty intelligent, while Cartman is sporting an accent and talking about driving fast and turning to the left.
Shouldn't be any problem.
Yeah, we like the track, yep. We gotta grab them banks and specs. It's like an oval, so we're gonna drive straight and then we're gonna be turning to the left.
Cartman's podcast stereotyping NASCAR fans is great. He is dipping Vagisil with a Confederate flag in the background, criticizing Obama, making all of the NASCAR fans look terrible in the process. The Vagisil creator shaming his wife and calling her out is another fun reoccurring bit. He created Vagisil to help women's hygiene down there, and he implies that his wife really needs to be using it every day. Kenny tries to sneak a sniper rifle into the race, but security finds it, claiming people like him are giving NASCAR a bad name. Cartman causing all the destruction and racing like an idiot might be my favorite part of the episode.
Yeah, just a base lap. I'm gonna hit the brake.
The montage of Cartman just destroying the race and all the competitors is really great. I really just love the general absurdity that this episode brings. Cartman losing his accent while talking to Kenny is a funny touch. Kenny jumps onto his windshield trying to stop Cartman, and Cartman hits the brake pedal, launching Kenny off the windshield, causing the last two other drivers to crash. Cartman, being the last driver, is sure to win, but another competitor has unexpectedly entered the arena. The Vagisil CEO's wife, Patty, has taken over a car. She is sick and tired of being told to use the Vagisil. She wrecks Cartman's car and wins the race. And Cartman shows some humility, apologizing to Kenny, telling him that he can't be as good as these other racers who've been racing all their lives. He's just too smart and rich for NASCAR. The episode ends as Cartman demands his $58 back from Butters, who doesn't have it because he gave it away, which caps off a really wild ride and a nostalgic trip down memory lane with this episode. This episode was not super well received by everyone. Most viewers thought Poor and Stupid was just okay. It wasn't the typical witty social satire. It was more on the nose of stereotyping NASCAR and its fans as lower income and lower education. It's possible some of the negative reviews that this episode received were results of being sandwiched between legendary episodes. The 200 and 201 saga was a mere 2 episodes ago. Some fans consider those episodes to be some of the show's best, although they're now banned. If I had to hypothesize, this episode was poorly received due to being too blunt, with an easy target. NASCAR wasn't doing anything to warrant the spitballs being shot their way. For their entire existence, they just drive real fast and turn to the left. NASCAR wasn't really hurting anyone. In fact, NASCAR is one of the easiest ways to help yourself fall asleep. Several actual NASCAR drivers were portrayed in the episode, but none of them were really offended by South Park's portrayal. Jeff Gordon, a now retired NASCAR driver, said he thought the South Park episode was good publicity for the sport as a whole. If NASCAR is a sport like they claim, then my weekly drive to the grocery store is the Olympics. Sorry pal, I'm not buying that NASCAR is a sport. Danica Patrick, another now retired driver, claimed that she was honored to be portrayed by South Park, and felt that she had officially made it. We have a rare instance where seemingly nobody was offended by an episode of South Park. The question on everyone's minds though, is, does this episode hold up nearly 15 years later? And I think it does. The general absurdity of the situations, combined with the multiple running gags, leads us to a really fun episode through and through. Any Cartman and Butters adventures are nearly guaranteed to be a good episode. I challenge anyone to name a bad Cartman and Butters centric episode. There aren't many other characters outside of those two and Kenny. This episode feels really focused on the plot, and it doesn't deviate much, with each scene seemingly increasing the general insanity of the episode. The supporting characters, mainly the Vagisil CEO and his wife, are great. His wife Patty doesn't even have any speaking lines, but she plays a big role in the episode. South Park made sure to make fun of every possible NASCAR stereotype. This episode absolutely holds up. I'm surprised it has such a low rating. Poor and Stupid was a breath of fresh air where they aren't tackling serious real world issues. Sometimes I just want a silly adventure where I can just turn off my brain and enjoy. There are no more superhero or giant guinea pig invasion episodes. Nowadays the show gets caught up in covering only the latest hot button issues. It could be exhausting. Sometimes I just want to drive real fast and turn to the left. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. It really helps me out. Drop a like, let me know if I should cover any other single episodes in more detail. Join the Discord that links below. Thanks again, Patreons and channel members. Thanks for watching.